In a previous video, we looked at a way to find the inverse of a function by switching our variables x and y, and then solving for y. When we're working with a story problem, we're not gonna find an inverse function by switching our variables because our variables stand for something. In this case, we're dealing with the price of a baseball ticket a certain number of years since 1995. So I can't just switch p and t around because p means something and t means something. So instead, we'll call this finding an inverse simply by solving for our other variables. So in other words, we're going to rearrange this equation and solve it for t. Not really an inverse equation, but that's what we're going to call it. So let's go ahead and solve this equation for t to find our inverse function. So I want to start with getting rid of any addition or subtraction. There isn't any. So next up, I'll get rid of any multiplication or division. Well, in this case, I'm multiplying by 35. So to start this problem, I'm going to divide both sides. It's kind of hard to see up there. I'm going to divide both sides by 35. Now, I can't really do anything other than write p divided by 35 equals t raised to the 0.192 power. Now at this point we'll finish out getting our rearranged equation by taking a root of both sides. If it was t squared, I would take a square root. If it was t to the third, I would take a third root. In this case, it's t to the 0.192 power. So even though it's weird, it's totally allowable. I'm going to take the 0.192 roots of both sides. So make sure your root goes around that entire fraction, top and bottom, and then just in the little hook part where I usually write my index, the cubed root or the square root, this I'm going to put the 0.192 root. So my rearranged equation, once I make this look a little bit neater, I'm going to say t is equal to the 0.192 roots, and make sure again that goes around the entire fraction of p over 35. So that's what we'll call our inverse equation. Really, we just rearranged our equation. Now that I've done that, I can use it to answer this question. Let's predict the year that our ticket price is going to be $58. Well, some of you probably have realized we didn't need to rearrange this to solve this. However, as we've talked about way back when, it's not a bad way to do the problem. It's just we didn't have to do it this way. So that $58 is my ticket price, the p variable. So this is what I want to work out, and of course I'm going to use my calculator to do this. What I'd recommend you do is find out what 58 divided by 35 is, and then take the 0.192 root of that using your calculator. If you recall, underneath the math menu, you'll see this button, the X root key. That's how you would enter in the 0.192 root. If you need help with that, let me know. Otherwise, take my word for it. T comes out to be about 13.8. Now recall from our problem that this stands for, the T stands for the years since 1995. So I'm going to just go ahead and round t up to 14, might as well. So t is about 14 years past 1995, and 14 years past 1995 comes out to be the year 2009. So based on this equation, I'm going to predict that my ticket price of $58 is going to occur in 2009.